Right, so as part of the data pack I've been working on, I've gone ahead and added a new hub world. But how do we get there? Well, we need some materials that we get now from enchanting. Though that's not quite it. We will have to find the right pieces. There we go, a bit of luck later, and we have some knowledge fragments. So that's half of it. Now we need one other item. And there we go. Now we have both knowledge fragments and enchanted ash. So we can make our way over to this crucible, diamond, ash, knowledge fragments, and a little bit of experience gets us a pink shiny rock. And if we throw it, off we go. Right, so now that I've made it into our little hub world, the Nexus, using our pink shiny rock that has disappeared, right? One use. We now have a few different things to do. Well, starting off, it's a little bit in shambles and there's debris all over the place. So we have to go around and collect some. We can go ahead and make our way upstairs, find ourselves some more debris. And once we have enough, we can make our way to our little villager friend here, trade him the blocks, and go ahead and get ourselves a scroll of knowledge, repairing the buildings. What does that do? Well, it starts to repair the Nexus. Now that we have the Nexus repaired, we can move on to the next step, which, as the villager is indicating to us, is reigniting it. So we need a few different materials. As you can see here, we need some crimson bloop and a heated bud. You have to go ahead and search around the Nexus to find the flowers, but once you do, you can just walk over them to pick them up. As for the heated bud, well, we need some trading supplies. So we need to go collect some amethyst. Now that we have enough, we can trade it for a heated bud. Now that we have both resources, we can go ahead and trade them for an essence of the sun. But, warning, will trigger a special encounter. Oh well, into the middle it goes, and the Nexus is now reignited. Now, with the Nexus reignited, well, we have some stuff to deal with. We're on to a new stage where we have to go ahead and complete a little mini event. Now, luckily, I'm creative, but usually we'd have to wait for different enemies to spawn and then go ahead, collect their resources, and repair the different iron golems. But again, luckily, creative mode, so I can just go ahead and grab a bunch of iron. Although, as you can see, this is the spawn points that spawn periodically, and then ta-da, little zombie friends. And if we go ahead and beat them, might as well just use a netherite sword. Right, they drop some resources for us, but I'm just going to repair them up nice and easy with creative. That's one done. That makes two. 3. And lucky last, our little red guardian. And ta-da! Now they're all repaired and all fancy. Right, so far, come to the Nexus, collected debris, gave it to the villager to repair it. Then we had to reignite it, and then we just had to repair the iron golems. So, what's the next step? Well, we have to make our way into the caverns underneath and find ourselves a special item. Right in the center of these crystal caverns, there we go. Nice, shiny, sparkly gem for us to go ahead and pick up. But, be warned, right? Touching the magic stone again will trigger a boss fight. And here we go. We have Voltos, the magic pilferer. Ooh, and off he goes. Yeah, so he blinks around. We can go ahead and defeat him. But he does have a few different moves up his sleeve, like grabbing you and withering you. And after we defeat him, there you go, we can recover the cluster of condensed magic. Then we just have to make our way out of the Amethyst tunnels and find our friend here to trade. There you go. And ta-da! Now the Nexus is fully restored. Right, so with all that complete, the Nexus is now restored. But what exactly can we do here? Luckily, everyone is nice and friendly and gives us a little bit of insight in what they do. But why don't we skip all that and I just show you. So, starting off, we'll come over here. We have our Knowledge Seeker friend. He offers us these enchanted scrolls, but we need to make some money. So, how do we get some Nexus coins? Well, it all starts with a little bit of resource collection. So we can head back into the Amethyst tunnels and look at that. There's some Amethyst for us to harvest. Now, everything that spawns can be collected by simply walking over it. Now that we have some Amethyst, we can go ahead and trade it to one of our villager friends for a coin. And something creative, might as well just grab the lot. Now that we have some coins, we can start having a little bit of fun. There are plenty of stuff to buy and plenty of stuff to try out, right? There's a whole advancement branch for you to do and collect and fill out, right? But we'll tackle this one first, the Enchanted Scroll. So we have our friend down here, the Knowledge Seeker. Go ahead, buy a scroll, toss it into his crucible, and away we go. We're now participating in his minigame. And this minigame works very simply. We want to collect some books. Oh, make sure you have empty hands, right? And then you're going to take them to the fire upstairs. You can work a ladder, not be flying, and you're going to toss it into the fire. Pretty simple. Depending on what book and what color, you're going to get some different stuff. Your whole objective is to use resources you find in the bookshelves, or maybe you've brought them yourselves, to enchant stuff. Everything you enchant, you're going to earn yourself some goodies once the minigame is over. There we go. We can go ahead and hop down here out of the minigame, and we're going to net ourselves some enchanted droplets. The more enchant, the more you're going to get. The next person you'll probably want to visit is the Master Herbalist. You can check their basement. Every now and then you might see some flowers grow, although it looks like we're a bit early. Not to worry, we can go ahead and buy some different stuff from them. So if we have enough coins, we can just straight up buy the flowers, and then we can use those flowers to do, well, different things. And also down here you might notice magic seeds used to cultivate all the flowers of the Nexus, simply toss into water to activate. Luckily, I know exactly how to get the bedrock ash. Now we can simply turn our one into a stack and get ourselves some magic seeds. So it says toss into water. Luckily there's some water right outside. There we go. And that should now promote flowers to grow all around the Nexus for you to run around and collect. But be careful, they do take time to grow and they don't last forever. There you go, there's one full there. And I can see another one sparkling in the corner. Well, while we wait for some flowers to grow, why don't we start working on some of the other Nexus stuff. So, oh, perfect. We got it right away. Enchanted metal, but I do want some of the other ones too. Nope. Come on, my luck's not that great. Perfect. Well, apparently I'm super lucky, right? There's a chance to get enchanted metal, but most of the time you get empowered metal. Using all this, we can go ahead and trade a few different things. So down here, we have a new scroll of knowledge, 30 fragments, and 1 enchanted metal. Well, 3 becomes 64, and we can go ahead and unlock lump of alloyed metal. But how exactly do we craft it? Well, we have to find the advancement, and I still have quite a lot to unlock, it looks like, but crafted using a lightning forge to superheat various metals, raw copper, raw iron, raw gold, and a netherite scrap. But wait, what's a lightning forge, you ask? Well, this contraption. So, copper, iron, gold, and netherite scrap. Yeah. Fused together with the power of lightning into an amalgamation of metal. And this was the secret. You burn that in the forge, and you get yourself some goodies sometimes. So, we got some iron, some gold, some copper, fortunately no netherite, but also some bedrock ash. And also a key. Wonder where this goes. Used to reclaim hoarded goods, bottom alcove crafted key. Well, we know what the crafter is, so, well, there you go. That's an alcove, right? And it said bottom. Ta-da! You can spend the keys to open his chest. But be warned, if you wait too long, he might get a little bit upset and teleport you away. There's also no do-overs. Use the key on the wrong chest. Well, you're out of luck. The key's going to be wasted. I spy with my little eye some flowers, right? Just fly over there. Pick up ourselves some gleam leaf, but we're still missing 2. We want some hot flowers, like that one, but fully grown. It's fine. We'll collect the lilies while we wait. Or even better, some stone blossoms. One just deteriorated. So you do have to be a little bit quick. And these are a tad heavy. Oh well, what can we use them for? Well, all flowers can be taken to the grindstone, and there you go. Turned into their petals and their roots, which both have some different uses. Now, the important one for us is the stone blossom, right? We go ahead and mill that, get ourselves a stone bud. Well, we actually got 2 because we're a little bit lucky. And a silver key. We'll leave that for later. And some trimmings. But using the stones, right, we have some new crafting we can take care of. We can go ahead, come over to the ancient forge. Mushroom. Oh, there's a grown one. Sorry, I gotta nab this quickly. Back on track. Take the stone bud, heat it up. Then we can take the heated bud, go on top of the blacksmith's house, turn it into a rounded bud, quench it in some water, into a cooled bud, and then lastly, combine it on the lightning forge with some amethyst into a warding stone. Right, how are we looking? It's still a bit barren, right? There's still plenty of spots, but I think the last big thing for us to tackle is the amethyst bottles. So you might have noticed every now and then when I talk to all the different villages, they have some different shaped amethyst bottles. This is important for our brewing. So shaped to allow mixing of particular ingredients, meaning particular flowers. We'll go ahead and grab one of these and we can start brewing. So using amethyst bottles, we can go ahead and grind up our enchanted mushroom into its parts. We get ourselves the caps and the roots. We can take the roots and the amethyst bottle, throw them into a cauldron. We'll get ourselves an unfinished amethyst potion, ready to be completed with the correct plant paste. Now, here's a little secret. Depending on what you have to trade for the bottle, you'll find that that matches what paste you want to make. And the pastes are made up of 2 different flowers. So for instance, if we were to take our yellow and then grind up a pale lily, we get ourselves the Pale Lily Bulb. 1 and 1. Well, that gets us some green paste. Now, do you remember what we traded for the Amethyst Potion? Well, it was purple. And luckily for us, there is some crimson bloots growing outside. So we go ahead, collect that. And of course, that's red. And the other half of purple is blue. Grind it up. Grind up the flowers. There we go. And we get ourselves some purple paste. Now, finally, to complete our potion, we go over here to our little, what I call a wax station, if you're not familiar with the pack. And go 1, 2. We get ourselves an Amethyst Potion Prolonging Brew. Yes, and they all have unique effects, but that's not to be spoiled. And there you have it. That's the Enchanters Nexus. What you think? Fun? Exciting? Interesting? Want to give it a go? Well, pack's in the description. Yeah.